Hello, dear students. Today we will see how to implement a circular queue using an array. So you have already implemented a simple queue using array. So this will be comparatively easier for you to now understand how a circular queue is implemented. You already know that there is a false overflow or virtual overflow problem in queue implemented using array. So here, when we implement queue in a circular fashion, there will be no false overflow problem. So circular queue is also considered a solution for false overflow. See, here is an array Q10. So I have only visualizing it in a circular fashion like this. When I say I am only visualizing means that in memory there is no change. It is int Q10. So it is a block of memory in 20 bytes are allotted. So there is no change in memory actually, but only we are visualizing for our purpose in this fashion that array is circular from 0 to 9. So the general things are when front equals to -1 and rear equals to -1, we considered or this indicates that this array is empty. That means Q is empty. Now, as we have done in simple Q also, when the first element comes, it is going to be stored at position number 0 and we will set F equals to front and rear both to 0. If we want to insert more elements, then we only increment R. So R is incremented and element is stored at R location, rear location. So if one more element is inserted, R will become 1, and if one more element is inserted, R will become 2. So this is a stage where I have shown that three elements are there in Q. F is at 0 and rear is at 2. So 0, 1, 2. So this is the last element inserted and this is the first element inserted. If I keep inserting like this in this circular queue, then what will happen? Ultimately, R will become 9 because R is incremented. Whenever we insert, R is incremented. So F is 0, R is equals to 9 position. So circular queue is looking like this. So first element, then second, third, fourth, fifth, one by one inserted, and ultimately the queue is full now. So F equals to 0, R equals to 9, it shows that queue is full, actually full, not it is not like false overflow. So if we want to insert one more element, then this will be a overflow condition and that will be an actual overflow. So I will not again and again call it actual overflow because in circular queue there will be no false overflow. It is always actual overflow. Now see, if I delete some elements from the queue, what will happen? So when we delete, we always delete from the front. So front, this element, zeroth element, front was 0 and R was 9 initially here when Q was full. So I have deleted this. Then again, one more deletion, one more deletion, one more deletion. So after few deletions, this is the condition, suppose. F equals to 4 and R equals to 9. Suppose this is the condition. In this case, what is special that this rear is at max position and this front is not at 0. This means there is space available in the queue. So if there is one more insertion, we will insert it. We will not deny. We will not say that this is an virtual overflow and other things. So what we'll do in circular queue, now this rear, because rear is 9. So if we want to insert one more element and there is space available, then this rear R will become now 0. It will be circularly rotated here. So now what you see, F is 4 and R is 0. So in this scene, one more element is inserted after this position, then front is now 4, so which is 4 here also, and R from 9 to it has become 0 now. So this is a case where now front is greater than rear. Otherwise, you always see that Rear is greater than front because rear plus plus we do and we insert. So here R is 0, F is 4. Now if you want to insert one more, then you will again do that R plus plus. So R will become 1 and new element is here. Similarly, you can insert one more element by doing R plus plus. R will become 2, element will come here. Ultimately, what will happen, that ultimately if you keep inserting again and again, so you are increasing R. So R will become 0, 1, 2, and 3. F is 4. So now see this condition where F equals to 4 and R equals to 3. What happened? There was space available in the queue at this position. So after 9 we have inserted at 0, 1, 2, and 3. But now it is again a situation where all the elements are full in the queue and there is no space available. So if I want to insert one more element, I won't be able to insert. And if I won't be able to insert means it is a overflow condition. So whenever there is F equals to R plus 1 condition, means F is greater than R, number 1. So Q has been rotated. Rotated means you have deleted some elements from the front. You keep inserting. You reach to maximum location, and then because there was space available, so you set R to 0, and then you started inserting, and you came back. तो जो F है उसके जस्ट पीछे वापस आ गए अपन. So F equals to R plus 1. So this is again one condition which indicates an overflow, which is actual overflow. This is not false overflow. So now, if you understand like this, the insertion, then you can jot down or write down the major conditions. In general, we only do rear plus plus and we insert a new element, insertion of element X. So we insert a new element at Q rear. So rear plus plus R plus plus and then we insert the element at rear. But there are some cases which we want to handle or which we want to take care of. One case is this: if F equals to 0 and R equals to 9 or max, that means it is overflow. Other overflow condition also, or F equals to R plus 1. So this F equals to R plus 1 is another condition of overflow which we have planned in our mind to implement circular queue. So this is condition for overflow. So if there is overflow, there will be no insertion. But if there is no overflow, then what? How we will insert? We will do only R plus plus, and we will write set R equals to on element is inserted at QR. Only one thing we need to do: if R was 9 and F was not 0, in that case we will set R equals to 0. So this is another special case where we need to take care that F was not 0, R was 9 or maximum. So we will set R to 0 and then we'll insert. Otherwise, in all the cases, we will do only R plus plus. Only R plus plus we will do and insert. So here I have written the code only for the insertion function, not main and other things. I'm writing only insertion function. So insertion in CQ, I have named it insert CQ. So I have taken one variable X. Now I am checking here the overflow condition. If F equals to 0 and R equals to 9. So this is one condition, complete one condition. So if this is true, means overflow. And this is another condition. So either of these two, ये सही है तो और ये सही है तो इन दोनों में overflow. Else if it is not overflow, then we are going to insert the element. So else means I'm going to insert. So I have taken the element, read new element, printf, enter the value, scanf, percentage d, and percent %x. So I have taken the value. Now I am checking only for R equals to 9. So if R at 9, so because this is a circular queue and this is not a overflow case, So not overflow case, so we will insert it at r equals to 0. So we will set r equals to 0, else r plus plus. So if r equals to 9, it will be set to 0, otherwise it is plus plus. So r is set. Now you insert that value, qr equals to x. So a value is stored here. The only thing which remains is what will happen if this is the first element. So if this is the first element, f will also be minus 1 because r is plus plus, so r has become 0, but f is not 0, so f is also set to 0. Why we do this, that you also have understood in the simple queue implementation. So these 5 6 lines of the code will insert a new element in a circular queue without any problem. Now you come here and see how to delete. So you know how to delete in a queue. In a queue, when you want to delete, you only need to check if this is an underflow condition, then say underflow, otherwise front plus plus and delete. So I have taken few cases here just to make you understand why we write if else in this way when delete. So whenever you want to delete, say this is a simple case where f equals to 0, r equals to 5. So if f equals to 0, r equals to 5, and you want to delete, this is a general case, you will only do f plus plus. So front is plus plus and the element is removed. There can be a case when f equals to 4, r equals to 4 like this, or it is 4 for example, but it can be 3, 2, whatever, but f and r are equal. So whenever there is only a single element, f and r are equal. And if we want to delete this element also, we will set f equals to r equals to minus 1, means q is empty again. So this is a case. And now come here and see here what is happening. Here, say f is at 9 and r is at 3. So f is at 9 and you are deleting something, r is at 3. F and R are not equal. Both are not at 9. If they are at 9 both, then there is only a single element and it will be deleted. FQ will be empty. But here Q will not be empty. So if this happens, then what you will do? F will become 0, not plus plus. So F will become 0. So whenever F is greater than R, you need to see this F is 9 and F is greater than R, then you set it to 0. Now you come here and see the code for deletion in CQ. So I have checked only for underflow condition. If f equals to minus 1, then printf underflow. Then this else. So else if f equals to r, that means only one element. So we want to set f equals to r equals to minus 1. I have copied this element, front element in x. I will display it later on. So I only copying it. So q equals x equals to qf and f equals to r equals to minus 1, because there was only one element and it is also deleted. Underflow is handled here. One element is handled here. Then if f equals to 9. So if f equals to 9 and we want to delete it, remember it is not on a single element. So we will set it to 0. This x is copied into it. This element, front element is copied into x, and then f equals to 0. Else copy the element and f plus plus. So we are doing f plus plus. Now display this element. This is printf percentage deleted and x. See, in this code, this line x equals to qf, this is coming again and again, again and again. So we can avoid it also. So I have suggested you this another format of writing this if else. So if f equals to minus 1, then printf underflow and else. So inside else, you only give one message, printf percentage d deleted. So this is qf, and after that you change the value according to, if f equals to r, then both are set to minus 1. If f equals to 9, it is set to 0, otherwise f plus plus. So in this manner, you can delete from a circular queue. Now let us talk something about displaying a circular queue. So in a circular queue, when you implement using array, there can be two cases. F is less than R. So when F is less than R, it is a normal case. So normal case means the queue is stored from front to rear. Front to rear. So front to rear you display. So if F is less than R, then I equals to F, I less than equals to R, I plus plus, and print up the value, percentage D and array value. So this is the case, normal case. But there will be some cases when F is greater than R. So uh, front is less than R, F is front is greater than R. That means this is a special case. Special case when I say means that the queue has two parts from front to maximum and maximum 0 to rear. So in that case, we will display in two portions. So we will take two for loops. I equals to front to max and then I equals to 0 to R. So to understand this, let us see again the diagram where the queue is having two parts in for displaying like this. So say this queue I want to display. So I don't know what is the value of front and what is the value of rear. So I want to display. So what I'll do, I'll start from this portion, this position. So where front to max. So front to max means front to 9 and then 0 to rear. So 0 to 3. So in this case, I will display in two using two loops. See here also in this example, say front is 4. So Q started here and it goes to the maximum and then 0 to the rear. So here in displaying, you need to take care. If it is normal case, that means front is less than rear. So front is less than rear, so start from the front and go up to rear and print it. But if front is greater than rear, means you need to go from front to maximum and 0 to rear and then display it. So this is how a circular queue can be implemented using array. You complete this program using menu. So you will write a menu driven program as you are now in practice, and program you will write by yourself. I have given you and explained you how the functions will be written, how they works. Circular queue is also considered a solution for false overflow or virtual overflow. So if you are asked somewhere, give some solution for false overflow, then circular implementing circular queue is one solution. Another solution can be shifting the elements. So that what we are not discussing here, how to shift the elements. So this is all about circular queue using array. We can also implement a circular queue using linked structures, and there are priority queues and other queues. So those things I will be taking in our next class. So you write the program for this. I will ask you to submit it on the classroom, Google Classroom of DSA lab, not this classroom. Thank you very much.